Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So I've been a little MIA because it's the holiday season. I've had family over, celebrating my birthday, doing birthday festivities, and I finally got a chance to sit down and play with some new makeup. A lot of this makeup is actually things I purchased during the Sephora VIB sale and from Black Friday. My hair is giving the bigger the hair, the higher to Jesus, and I love it. Okay, all I did was blow dry my hair and then use a thermal brush to kind of straighten it without making it like super thin, so I still got to keep the volume, and I'm really loving my hair. The eyeshadow palette today that I used is going to be the new Simplyposh Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I've never tried anything from Simplyposh Cosmetics, so this is the first time using this. This is the Gingerbread Bakery eyeshadow palette, and this is what she looks like. I think this is a cute and fun holiday palette. I absolutely adore gingerbreads, and something that you don't know about me is that I love for my house to smell like a bakery. I want it to smell like I've been baking cookies. I really like it to be warm and inviting, so a lot of my fragrances in the house are more gourmand scents. Even my fragrances that I use on myself, I do prefer more of a gourmand scent. I also picked up a few items from H&B Cosmetics. Now, H&B Cosmetics is owned from the influencer Holly Boone here on YouTube and Instagram. I believe she has a TikTok as well. She is a UK girly, so this is a UK makeup brand. And honestly guys, when I was trying to do some Black Friday shopping, a lot of the UK brands are not shipping to us, and that really broke my heart because I had been waiting for Black Friday to buy from a couple brands, but I was able to grab a lot of items from H&B Cosmetics. I have used some of their products in the past, but they came out with a new concealer, a new foundation. They have a pressed under eye powder. What else? They have cream bronzer, cream blush, and I applied all of that on the face today. They also have lip products, which I am wearing. So I picked up a lipstick, 2 glosses, and a lip liner. Their lip liners actually come with a pencil sharpener, okay? For powder blush, I'm finally using the Huda Beauty Blush Filter Powder Blush Palette. I'm also wearing a new powder bronzer. I am wearing the Haus Labs bronzers. That pretty much is everything that I'm wearing on my face today. So if you guys like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further ado, we're gonna get into this tutorial of me testing new makeup. Hey guys, so I'm feeling the Christmas spirit, and what better way than to play with the new Simplyposh Cosmetics Gingerbread Bakery palette. And look at the packaging. I'm literally obsessed with her. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this tutorial, starting with the base. We're gonna prime the eyes using the P.LOUISE base in Rumor number 5. I'm gonna take this up into the crease and a little bit on the outer edge to kind of wing it out. The first shade we're dipping into is called Cinnamon, and I was not ready for the pigment in this palette. Like, look at how beautiful this shade is, and it blended out really nicely. It's such a gorgeous warm brown color, and it definitely fit the theme. Next, to blend out those edges, because we do not want any harsh lines, okay? No harsh blends. I'm taking the shade Dough, and I'm using that on the edges of Cinnamon, and as you can see, it's all just blending out really nicely. Then we're going to add some depth to the outer corner and crease area, going into the shade Chocolate Chips. And this is such a beautiful color. I do wish it was more brown and less like purpley, but it fits the theme with a warm bakery. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'm still using the P.LOUISE base in Rumor number 5, and we are cutting the crease. And then once I have it how I want it. I'm just tapping off the excess with a clean brush. And we're going to go back into those crease colors, starting with cinnamon, and then we're going to go back into dough just to blend on the lid so that, you know, we have a nice gradient blend. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do on the lid yet, so I just took this really pale beige yellow color called icing and applied that on the lid, and it was really cute. So soft and warm was just calling my name, and this is such a beautiful topper color. I just wanted to diffuse it a little bit. I didn't want to like pack on the color. I did use these lashes from the TikTok shop and applied that, and I did lashes and wing liner as well. So now we're getting into priming the base. This is the DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder Universal Radiant. So it's still like the original universal one, except it just gives a glow, which I love because I still can get that glow from within while controlling my oils, because I do have very oily skin, and it just gives that glow from within, and I just love this product. I think I might like this more than the regular universal. So now we're getting into these goodies that I bought from HMB Cosmetics during their Black Friday sale. So I got my hands on their new foundation. This is their Silky Matte foundation. As you can see, it does come with a pump and it's a frosted bottle, which I love. The formula on this was not runny, so you know it's going to give some coverage. And dotting it on, I was a little nervous that it was going to be a little too warm, but honestly guys, this color was just so perfect. Look at how it just melts and blends into the skin. It's such a gorgeous matte match. And what I love about this brand, or just like UK brands in general, is that it gives you the coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy or cakey on the skin. It's literally just like melting in the skin, and I am obsessed. I love how it looks. Unfortunately, it does kind of smell like a box of crayons, but other than that, you know, it's just a beautiful, beautiful foundation. And the skin is giving, okay? This is such a beautiful, beautiful color. So now we're going to go into their cream bronzer, and I'm a little nervous because look at this shade. It's very red, and I am not a red bronzer type of girl, but we're going to conquer our fears over here. So I'm just going with a light hand, and as you can see, it is very red, very warm, and I am more of a neutral bronzer type of girl. So this is just really warm, but I'm trying to just trust the process and just continue to blend. And as I was blending, I was really starting to like how it looks. It was still scaring me how warm it is, but it just melted into the skin a little bit. Definitely goes a long way. I feel like I used a little too much, but even with that, it just blended so nicely. And once it's blended, just look at how it just looks so skin-like. It looks like I belong on a beach, and y'all, I am actually just shook. Okay, I am shooked. I am gagged at how this bronzer just looks on the skin. So on this side of the face, I'm definitely going with a little bit of a softer hand and still blending it. And as you can see, it's just all meshing together. I feel like this bronzer really did go with this eyeshadow look as well. So I'm not mad at this at all. So I am being very careful because I'm using that cream bronzer on my nose as well to do some nose contour. Like I said, I normally like a more neutral bronzer, but this looked really good as well. So I'm also adding a little bit on my lip line just to give me that pouty lip effect, because I just like my lips to look nice and plush. So they did come out with glossy blushes as well, and this color is so pretty. I'm really into like corally blushes these days. And because of how pigmented that bronzer was, I was making sure to have a very light hand with this blush. And as you can see, it just melts seamlessly into the skin. I absolutely love this color. Now we're on to concealer. I did pick up 3 shades and I'm using all 3, starting with the darkest color. This is 4.5N, and I'm using that to cut underneath that cream bronzer. And then I'm going with the shade 4 for the center of my face. So I'm using that underneath the eyes, my upper lip, and chin. And you can see a slight difference, but honestly, I could have just used, 2 out of the 3, but I was feeling a little extra. I feel like if I was going to use something for the lower part of my face, I would go like a shade darker, but it all just blended out really nicely. As you can see, I'm not having any issues with it blending. It really was snatching me up. I didn't have to double dip at all when it came to this concealer, and the coverage was really nice. I was scared that it wasn't gonna have like good coverage because it did say it was weightless, and I'm used to the other one, which is way more full coverage, but this is a really nice concealer as well. So now I'm taking the shade 3W for a little bit of brightness, and I'm trying not to go too crazy on the inner corner, and I just wanted to touch up that blush a little bit, and it is all coming together. I just love this shade. So now we're going to go ahead and use a brush to blend out that inner corner because I kind of wanted to keep it focused right there. And then I do kind of go over it with a sponge just to make sure everything is nice and blended. So now we're blending out that nose contour and adding a little bit of concealer on the forehead. And now it's time to set the face. So I'm taking the One Size translucent powder, and I am definitely a loose powder before pressed. I don't know, I just feel like it looks better. So as you can see, the face with this powder, it is just so snatched, and that is why this powder will always be my number 1 because you cannot deny the beat. So now we're on to powder bronzer, and I'm mixing JATOBA Sun and ACAIA Ember. And as you can see, it is a perfect bronzer combination. I hate that I have to mix 2, but together they look so stunning on the face. So as you can see, it's blending really nicely, and I'm just obsessed with how this base turned out. I'm also using that combination for my nose contour as well. And it's just so soft. It's so pretty. It's not too harsh. And it just gives like neutral, because there's nothing natural about this look. So I'm finally using these Huda Beauty blushes. I'm using the shade Toasty Peach. And I'm just mixing all 3 of the blushes. I didn't want to use the highlighter in there because I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do as far as highlights. So mixing all of the blushes was such a perfect combination, and it's so pretty. I'm so obsessed with how this blush looks. I have no complaints. It looks so good. It's blurring. It's flawless. So now it's time to bake using that One Size translucent powder. And I am just going to snatch up the face per usual, cutting underneath that cheek, going right there on the nose contour. And then I was feeling like I wanted to add a pop of color, so I went into Peppermint, which is a beautiful mint green shade, and I'm just adding that on the inner corner and a little bit on the lid. So now we're going to go ahead and dust off that powder and use this pressed powder underneath the eyes to just brighten. I didn't want to do too much brightening because y'all know I can get a little crazy, so I'm just being very gentle with this powder. And as you can see, it definitely brightens. It's subtle, but I didn't want to pack on too much, and I really like how it looks. So now we're going to add some highlighter. This is the Metamorphosis BF Glow Potty highlighter palette, and I'm taking the shade called Meant to Be. And honestly, this is such a blinding highlighter. Honestly, I should have stopped right here, but I was feeling a little extra and I was like, let's add a little bit more. And it was actually extra blinding and I really had to soften it up. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into the lip combo. The HMB lip liners do come with a pencil sharpener, which I thought was really cute, and this lip liner just glided. Okay, it glided onto the lips, so I didn't have any issues. The color was literally perfect and I'm definitely obsessed with this lip liner. Next we have the soft satin lipstick in number 2, and it looked really dark in person, but then once I applied it on the lips, it was like the perfect nude color. So definitely don't judge a book by its cover, and I'm obsessed. I could have left the lips just like this, but I really wanted to try out their glosses, so I picked up these 2 baby pink shades, and I'm going in with this one, which is number 12, and this was such a beautiful gloss. The perfect milky pink gloss. Honestly, guys, you definitely need this, and it is not sticky. It just glides on. So now I'm going to refresh the skin using this P.LOUISE Cool It Off setting spray. Now this does smell like mints all over the face, and then we're going to lock it in using the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray, just because we want this face to be beat. And look at this mane, it's all blow dried, so I need to just go ahead and fix it up. So we're gonna come back, and the face and the hair, it's giving bombshell. It's giving Christmas present. It's giving I am Santa's favorite. Okay, I'm actually obsessed with this look. I love the hair, the makeup, the lip combo. Everything was snatched. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.